What's up everybody? Today we have some exciting news as our Fireball 2 has germinated and it is growing very well right now. Also, I have some extreme anxiety going on right now. If you take a look, we are redoing our deck, which means people are going to be working on the grass. There's going to be stuff left in the grass. After you redo a project like a very heavy overseed in your back lawn and totally transform it, this just gives me like crazy anxiety, man. I tried to warn them about this is my livelihood right now, so just be extra careful with the grass so they're doing their best. But I mean, either way, anxiety, man. Also, I'm gonna be cutting the front lawn shorter than I have probably the last 3 months, so we'll get a mowing on the front. I'm also gonna put down a test plot of 2 different fertilizers. I did this at the beginning of the year and I had really great results with one, but there was one thing that I was kind of being picky about. So we had the formulation change a little bit and we are gonna compare the 2 today. I want to be able to give you guys this stuff next year. The fertilizer works awesome. I just wanna make a few tweaks to it and we'll see if this new formulation does that. So we'll check that out as well. All right, guys, this is our Fireball 2 test plot. And as you can see, we definitely have some crazy green up going on. What was really crazy with watching this was watching the glyphosate kill the old grass as the new grass was coming up. So right now, all the old grass is definitely dying. You can see all that yellow in there. And then the baby Fireball 2 is coming up. Now we had germination on day 4. Today is day 7, so I would say this stuff's probably an inch tall. Does not have that dark color yet, obviously, it needs to mature, but it is looking great. We got great coverage. There's a couple spots that are a little thin, and I think it's because I went heavy with the peat in those spots, like there and there. So if you guys are applying peat moss, definitely be careful because you can over apply it and you won't get as much growth. Like nothing's really coming in right there, only a few little babies compared to this next door that had much thinner peat moss. So if you're gonna put peat moss on, definitely be careful. Do not put it on too thick because you will restrict growth. My plan is to give this thing a mow probably in the next, I would say 3 to 4 days. We really want that grass to know how high we're gonna be cutting it. We want it to start growing laterally instead of up and down. So the more you mow this, once it's ready, the better it is for your new grass. So mow early and often. Now you want to make sure it's established, not just cut it right when it's a like very, very young baby. That's why I'm going to give it probably 3, 4, maybe even 5 more days till it really establishes. But I can tell this thing's going to be ready soon. So we'll also apply some fertilizer. I waited way too long on the backyard and obviously we lost a lot of color. It wasn't growing in very thick compared to after we started pounding it with some nitrogen. This thing is just greened up. So if you take a look at the backyard, the color looks awesome. I mean, it just looks great back here. I couldn't have asked for a better overseed. And for those of you that are new, this is Blackout Turf Type Tall Fescue. I'll show you some before and afters. This backyard was in really rough shape and now it is banging. Like, that's what I mean with this project going on back here. Almost like breaks my heart. Like, man, I just got this thing in really good shape and now people are gonna be working on it. But honestly, that's life. Sometimes stuff like this is gonna happen and I'll show you how I kind of navigate through it. For those of you that are curious why I'm redoing my deck, we're actually going to get a maintenance free. Our deck was way too small up here. You could only like fit a little small table. So we're actually extending the deck all the way out to the retaining wall over here. So it's gonna be like double the size and it's maintenance free, like I said. And then I think we're gonna build a bar underneath here, move the hot tub over in the corner. So it's gonna be a cool project when it's done. Just sucks going through it right when we finally get the back lawn looking good. But like I said, that's life and it is what it is. All right guys, here's what the front's looking like. Still retaining that color, looking pretty damn good. There's footprints everywhere. My kids have just been, I mean, this has been their football field. So they've been loving the grass. And I mean, look at this tree, you guys. It's fall. The leaves are turning, the leaves are falling. Sad. Sad time of year, but the best time of year for cool season grass. So what we're gonna do today is we are actually gonna bring it down a notch from what I've been mowing lately. And then eventually, I wanna get down to the lowest notch. So the last few mows have been on this third notch here, which I think is right around an inch. We're gonna bring it down today to the second notch. And then hopefully in a week or two, we are down to the lowest notch. I haven't mowed with this on the lowest notch yet, so I'm very excited to see what that's gonna look like. Like I said, that's right around a ½ inch, I believe. So if you're gonna bring your grass low, now is the time to do it in the fall or in the early spring. So let's get a mow in and see what it looks like cutting off some more of this grass. I think we're gonna lose some color, but that's all right. I miss the very low cut grass. All right, you guys, not too bad of a mow. Looks pretty damn good. I can see little footprints everywhere still, and what that's telling me is this thing needs to be leveled off. I should have did it this year. I should have brought in some sand and top dress just to fix any little undulations or anything in the ground that kind of sank over the last couple years since I didn't sand last year, I didn't sand this year, so this will be the second year I haven't sanded in a row. Lines aren't very straight, but other than that, the color is phenomenal. The height looks great. I mean, let's see if I can get a close up here. There you go. I mean, look at that. Probably at 3/4 of an inch. That looks great, man. That color is hard to beat right now. Earthworks is still hanging on. I'm not really blitzing like I have in the past either, and it's still holding this color really good. For 3/4 of an inch, I thought we were gonna lose a ton of color when we cut this, but apparently not. It's looking great. This rust over here is starting to heal itself. Like I told you guys, I don't put down too much stuff unless it absolutely needs it. I probably should have put a fungicide down because this rust traveled all the way over to here, but it looks like it's gone now. So it killed off a decent amount, but like I said, this is Kentucky bluegrass. This will bounce back. It's just kind of ugly right now. Next year I'll take care of it before it spreads like this. But I mean, dude, you can't really ask for more. I think next week I'm gonna bring it down even lower. See what it looks like. My son Lawrence, he loves playing football on the grass. He loves that it's cut short. Like the last couple of weeks, he was complaining that the grass was too long. I mean, it was like 1.25 inches. He's gonna come home and love this. He's gonna want to play catch right away. So yeah, looking good over here, man, looking good. All right, you guys, it's been a few days since I shot that opening intro, and look how much this has grown. It is pretty crazy. It's long. So, I mean, just give you a point of reference. I mean, a couple inches maybe. So, I think what we're gonna do is we're going to mow this down with the manual reel mower. And then I'm also gonna give it a shot of fertilizer because it is definitely due for some fert now that it's established. I did put more seed in these little bare areas, like it's hard for me to see because the sun's right here, right over here, up in the corner. So I did put down some more seed in the thin areas. Hopefully that helps thicken things up. But yeah, let's give this thing a mow, give it some fertilizer, water it in. I'm just gonna hand spread it with the fertilizer, just kind of do it by eye. If you look at the rest of the yard compared to the plot, this stuff is way darker still because, like I said, it's mature. This hopefully will get there by the end of the year, but it's looking great for right now. I don't think it was quite ready. I barely cut anything off. You don't want to go too heavy with this urea if you're just hand spreading it like me. You don't want to burn this. That's probably good. Just look at this color, man. It is great. Came in super good. I just can't get over it. All right, Jay's yard. This is day 9 since we overseeded, and we have germination everywhere. It's gonna be hard for you guys to see though. Let me try finding a bare spot. You see all that germination down there? We have germination all over the place. You can really see all the germination here. So I'm hoping in about a week this whole entire area is filled in with blackout. I went super heavy with the blackout turf type tall fescue on this lawn, and I feel like we're a week or two away from seeing our results. So I actually went down and cut on the lowest level on the mass port. It is crazy short, but I scalped the hell out of the grass and kind of, I think I shocked it a little bit. It doesn't want to grow back quite as fast. And we lost a ton of color. Basically all the color is gone now. But I feel like it's gonna jump out of this and look good once it starts growing again. But you can see all the footprints everywhere from me and Lawrence playing football all the time out here. But the grass kind of looks like ass this short, so scalping is never good unless you're just trying to reset your grass. I really wasn't trying to reset it. I just wanted to go down the lowest level on the mass port, and I don't think I'll do that again. The second notch from the lowest is my sweet spot. I mean, you can see the color difference between this side and the blackout perennial ryegrass over here. Much darker. Much, much darker. All right, so at the beginning of the year, I tested some fertilizer out because I'm sick of mixing all of my stuff together at one time. So I have a bunch of different stuff like humic, kelp, ammonium sulfate, potassium. I have a mix that I like to do every single year, and I wanted to get it all into one concoction so I don't have to mix all of those separate ingredients. It just turns into a mess, and when you have a big lawn like mine, you have to refill this tank multiple times and mix it multiple times. If all of it came in a concentrated blend, I'd be just happy. Now at the beginning of the year, I tested out a blend of stuff together, and the stuff was amazing. It was awesome. There was only one problem with it, is that if your grass wasn't green, it almost like stained it dark, like brown for a little bit, for like a week or two, and then it would absolutely explode. Now I like putting down foliar applications, which means you're putting it on the leaf blade and letting the leaf blade suck it in. If you were just to water this stuff in after you put it down, you wouldn't have that brown tint to anything for that week that you have to wait. But the effects weren't as good. So what I'm trying to do with this one, they switched it up a little bit. They took out a lot of the humic so it's not as brown. So we're gonna see if we can put this down as a foliar and we don't get that nasty brown up. Now if your grass is already green like mine is, it really didn't have that bad of a look to it. It actually almost made your grass look darker. But I tried it on some grass that was pretty brown or like almost semi-dormant, and that stuff turned it like, it was nasty. So people want to use this as a foliar application on a lawn that's not doing that great. You're gonna get that nasty look for like 1 to 2 weeks, and then it pops after that. So I just wanted to see if we can get some of that color to disappear, but still get the same effect as what the fertilizer was doing on the first round. So we're gonna put in the same amount as I did last time, and we'll see if it changes. But like I said, you guys, the actual mix and that other stuff, it turned my grass so dark green, and it stayed green for like a month. Very good stuff. I'm still probably gonna use it, but we're gonna see if we can get away from that initial brown stage with this stuff. Wow, this is wild. This is like actually green. It's not brown. This is crazy. Never seen a green fertilizer like this. Put in 8 ounces into a half gallon of water. Wow, this is wild, this color. I'm gonna test one strip here and then one strip in the backyard, just so it's different types of grass as well. And then I'll do a couple strips here and then go into Jay's yard a little bit so we can see what it does to grass that's just not been fed at all. So we'll get best of both worlds. We're gonna let this dry on the plant. We are not gonna water it in. So I just wanted to show you guys the results after 24 hours. And you can definitely see where we sprayed that fertilizer down right here. So this was not watering it in, letting it sit on the leaf blade for 24 hours. You can see all this stuff here, all this brown is all scalped. So just try to ignore that. But yeah, you can definitely see how dark it is compared to the rest of the grass. So yeah, you can definitely see it. That's what I want. I want results fast. I don't want to have to wait around for 3-4 days. This is 24 hours. Here are the results over here after 24 hours and a little bit longer grass. You can even see where I sprayed over in Jay's yard. There's a little square. It's not as prevalent as in here, but you can see it made a difference. I'm pretty excited about this. We'll give it a few more days and I'll give you the results of what it looks like after that. But for 24 hours, I am pretty pumped with how this fert looks and is responding. You can really see it good here. That's crazy.